Hi. What I'm about to read to you is my latest novel. It's called, it's got two names. One is The Black Rock Redemption, and the other is Allah's New Black Rock, which you can buy on Kindle. Amazon's Kindle, as a ebook. Okay. Anyway, this is a rough draft, even though it's published. I'm still going to go through it and try to make it smooth. It's still pretty rough, so if you're going to listen to this, you're going to have to bear with me because it definitely needs some improvement, even though I published it. So if you want an original, even though it's not as good as it will be in a year from now, now's the time to buy it. Okay, this is a scene from Allah's New Black Rock. The cyclist reached from behind and tossed the Quran Rahman had tossed down into the front of the passenger seat. Tossed it down right in front of his face. The Quran was now being desecrated with the clay. Rahman said, I'm into Islam. I mean, I was into Islam, but I took LSD when I got stuck in this clay, thinking I'd never be rescued, and well, certain things about Islam that created doubts in me came rushing back with a vengeance. And well, I'm not so much an atheist, but it's really hard for me to be a Muslim now. The cyclist reached from behind again, pulled out Rahman's video camera, and turned it on. Yeah. One of these little babies here. Rahman heard his voice on it saying, I'm Muhammad Abdul Rahman. I've blown up your Reno casino with this bomb because it is the only way I and my fellow brothers in God can fight the evil oppression of Zionists, who have not only invaded our lands, but continue to bomb our women's and children's daily, killing our innocents as they steal our oil, like you Americans stole the land of the Native Americans. They continue to rape and murder our wives and oppress us at all levels, humiliating and showing disrespect to our beloved Prophet Muhammad, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing. When you see the carnage that my wrath brings upon you, realize this, it is you, O infidels, who have brought such suffering upon yourselves. God willing, when this bomb goes off, the entire hotel shall fall gloriously in the same fashion as your World Trade Center, which, of course, was brought down by your diabolical George Bush, Cheney, CIA, Mossad, and, oh, of course, the Jews. And of course the Jews. The cyclist pressed again. The cyclist played it again and placed it on Rahman's ear to rub it in. As he heard his voice now shouting in his ear due to the cyclist pressing it hard down on his ear, on Rahman's ear. Rahman began to whimper. He then said with a desperation in his voice, I was only going to do this because I don't want to go to hell. Quran 9, 111, 38, 39 threaten all Muslims with a horrible doom if we don't do these things. It's not the promise of 72 virgins that's just the carrot Allah promises. It's the stick, and it's threatening of hellfire if we don't kill and be killed in Allah's cause. It's the threat of having our skin burned off and replaced daily in hellfire throughout eternity if we don't kill in Allah's cause. I mean, really, you think we want to have our smelly asses up in the air 5 times a day, every day for the rest of our waking lives, looking like we want gay sex on prayer rugs? That's what it looks like. And they are smelly asses since we don't use warm soap and water to wash our ass. Muhammad makes no mention of using warm soap and water, but get this, to use an odd number of stones. No mention of toilet paper, no mention of water, no mention of soap at all. Stones, just stones. I kid you not, an odd number of friggin' stones. So if you only have 3 stones and you still have to wipe your ass, oh crap, oh crap. So please, we do this to avoid hell. But believe me, I took LSD last night, and it really did expand my mind to the point where I really can't be a Muslim anymore. Islam is stupid and contradictory. I mean, the Quran says it confirms the before scriptures. That means the Quran is saying it confirms the Bible. Yet all Muslims believe the Bible is corrupted. This proves the Quran has been written by a mentally challenged moron who knew nothing about the Bible. This is proof that the Quran is stupid. And guess what? I never knew this until I took the LSD last night, but it really dawned on me that Quran 1094 is really friggin' stupid. I mean, Quran 1094 actually tells Muslims to go to those who have been reading, not reciting, but reading the before scriptures, the Bible, if we are in doubt about the Quran. Isn't that stupid? That is just crazy stupid. You'd think the scriptures that talk about abrogation, such as Quran 6101 and 2106, would have kicked in to abrogate something as insane as Quran 1094. Abrogate to warn us to not go to the Jews and Christians for their reading the Bible. I mean, you think Quran 1084 would stop, would have been changed and abrogated, have Allah say, don't go to those who have been reading the before scriptures. Stop, we beseech thee. Don't go to those who have been reading, for there is now no confirmation between it and the clear signs Quran. And if you do go to those who have been reading the corrupted Bible, you might learn that Isa, son of Mary, actually does make sense of all those sin offerings and blood atonement described in our book given to Musa, the Torah. And worse, O slave of us, you might just learn that we have a son. I mean, really, whoever you are, why wasn't Quran 1094 abrogated to say that instead of telling us to go to those who've been reading the corrupted book like all Muslims believe to be? So please, sir, you have to believe me. I'm out of Islam. Trust me. The cyclist turned away from Rockman and just stood as if in deep thought. Rockman hoped that such a monologue from his YouTube nemesis, Nal Nyezmar, might have done the job and saved his life. The cyclist raised both hands while looking up at the sky and cried out with a loud, hoarse-sounding voice, Allahu Akbar! Realizing that the cyclist was a Muslim and that he confessed to the cyclist that he was out of Islam, Rahman screamed and fainted with terror. Anyway, that's the end of the scene 2. It's a beginning scene. That's actually later on in the novel, but I'll get to it later on, and you'll find out how he got in the position where he said all that. Anyway, these are the stories, the contents. There's an introduction. There's then the story called Pork Ribs, LSD Girl, A Mystery in the Desert, The Tower, Wrong Time for Ghost Stories, Clay Prison, The 100th Name of Allah, also known as Allah in Wonderland, A Glimmer of Hope, To Takia or Not Takia, Sacred Ground, Muslim Stand-Up, The Black Rock Redemption, The Flying Dutchman, The Muslims Are Due on Anvil Street, Let This Be My Last Cigarette, We Have One Who Can See, Shoes Made of Hair, It's a Good Day to Fry, DVD Revelation, Walking into the Twilight Zone, Smell the Sagebrush, The Other Side of the Moon, Target Shooting, Project Monster Zero, Allah Ex Machina, and the last one is Midnight, The Shining Stars, and You. And then there's a introduction, which I'll read.